Okay, so I was raised up in the country of Peru in South America, and I always wanted to be number one in everything that I do. And I think it is because there was a longing in my heart to find my value and to find that I have worth. So I wanted to do more of what I was asked. So after being in Peru for a while, I decided to come here to the US and do my master's studies so that I can find that value and prove to the world what I was capable of. So I was accepted into a small university in Texas. They gave me a full scholarship, but my acceptance was very late. So I came into school when the week of classes, and it was really hard for me to find a place to stay. So I connected with the university, and they told me to go to this house called Chiafa, which now I understand it was Kayafa. So they invited me to their home, and they said, you can stay with us for a week until you find a place. And they were extremely nice, very kind. I had no idea that these were Christians. I was raised up Catholic, but not because you choose to be Catholic, just because everybody in Latin America is Catholic. So I had an understanding of God, as I have an understanding of Obama, but I never had a relationship with God in the same way as I do not have a relationship with Obama. Like, I know he's the president, I know God is God, so that was my understanding of God. And these girls from Kayafa welcomed me. There was a house of 6 girls, all of them were internationals, and I didn't know that they were Christians. So I'm thinking, Kayafa, this might be a fraternity or sorority. I'm gonna be with the football players and the cheerleaders, because that's the only thing I knew about the US and these fraternity things. And I was just excited. But when I get into the house, I didn't see anything of what I was expecting. So these girls just helped me a lot. And then probably a week after, or 2 weeks, they just begin acting very weird. They just begin sharing with me about Jesus. They begin asking me questions about who I knew who Jesus was and where my heart was. And I get really upset because I came here to the US to be number one, and I don't understand where that God fits in the whole picture. So I don't need God to do the things that I'm doing. So the girls invited me to their worship night. I think I attended the first time, and I'm like, these people is crazy. Who are they singing to? Or they invite me to their Bible things, and they will study the Bible at home, and I'm like, this is too much. This is absolutely religious people. These are fanatic. I have to be very aware of what they are trying to do. They are trying to convert me. So that's what was happening inside of me. In the meantime, I was just doing my studies, trying to prove that I was number one, doing the American dream. So I became very resistant to the love that they were offering me. So I decided to prove to them that all these Christians were really fake, because they were too kind for me, and they were so loving, they were so patient, and I'm like, you cannot be real, and you cannot be real and not be in my world. So I did everything possible to just make them upset or to prove that they will lose their patience, and nothing. The more angry and the more rebellion I was, the more they loved me. And that's something that really concerns me. I was like, wow, this girl has something, but I didn't want to tell them that. So the semester goes, and then begin having their Kayafa meetings at the house, and I couldn't stand being around these Jesus freak. I used to call them Jesus freaks. And I'm like, I need to put on my running shoes and run away from the house. So every time that they will get together at the house, I remember it was Tuesday, I would put on my running shoes and I would run around the house until they leave. And eventually, I began running for so long that now I love running, but it was because I was running away from the freakies. So again, they were just loving on me, and something was happening inside of me that I just want to reject that. If that was the truth, I don't want the truth, because that means I'm living in a life that it's miserable, and I'm cool, and I'm good, and I need to prove that. So after a year, the university said, we cannot renew your scholarship, so you have to go back to your country, or you transfer to another school. So I'm like, this is great, because I can run away from the freakies, and they no longer have to be talking to me about Jesus. So I transferred to a different school, but I just want to let you know that the freakies were really loving. They were very kind, and I think I have never met anybody that will love me for me in that way. And I knew that they were praying for me. So that just made me angry. Why would you pray for me? I don't need prayer. So I transferred to a different school, and the people that were going to pick me up were not able to come. This was a school in Illinois. So I called the girls from Texas, the freakies from Texas. Hey, do you know anybody in Illinois that can pick me up? Because my friends are not able to. And they say, sure, we will send someone. Well, I did not know that there were Christians in Illinois. And I did not know that there was a Caiapha in Illinois. So I don't know what happened, but I got here to the airport from St. Louis. And then these girls from Caiapha picked me up. And the first thing that I asked them is like, how do you know the girl from Texas? And they said, well, we're from Caiapha Christian Fellowship. And I'm like, oh my goodness, these Christians are all over the United States. I cannot run away from them. So I told them up front, I have nothing to do with Jesus, and I came here to study and finish my master's, so don't invite me to your meetings. I just don't need those things. So that was really the attitude of my heart. It seemed that I was very upset from the outside, but I think that inside something was happening, that I was feeling very convicted about what I was following and what I was looking for. And I thought that maybe the studies or being rude or being number one in school will give me the worth that I was longing for. I didn't know that it was Jesus who was going to give me the worth, so I was looking for someone. So the story continued for another semester, the same thing. The girls are still trying to love on me, and I'm still living my double life, trying to find really what the truth was. So I went into a season that I began asking, what is my purpose here? Because I was doing the master's, I was living even with Peruvian friends in the US, so it was kind of like the TV series Friends. I was number one or one of the top students doing the master's. I was dating someone, so everything seemed great from the outside, what I wanted. But inside of me, I was feeling a big hole that it could not be filled with anything. And I just began asking to myself, what is enough? Because it seems that nothing is enough. And I think it was through the searching that I just began asking, what is my purpose here? I don't get it. So I began testing what Christians was about, and I began testing my own life. So in my time of desperation, I was at school trying to look for the truth and my purpose, and then I saw in one of the walls, do you want to know about Jesus? Come to a Caiapha night. So then I remember, the Caiapha thing, I'll just go and see what happens. So I went to their meetings, and I think that was the first time that it really hit me. I saw a group of students from all around the world. They were just singing to someone, I don't know who, but there was a passion that I saw, and it's like, I don't know what's that, but it seems they are passionate. So the pastor came and shared a word. I think for the first time I began to feeling and experiencing hope happening in my heart. A hope that I had not experienced before. And hear for the first time about that relationship with Jesus and the value that I have from his eyes. So it seems like that just brings a little bit of hope to all my hopelessness thing. So I decided to go another night and another night and another night. And I was going again through this season of, I want to know the truth. So I will go to the Caiapha night from 6 to 9 p.m. And then at 10 p.m. my friends will pick me up and we'll still go and do our party thing. And I just begin contrasting this. Which is the one that gave me more hope? Which is the one that let me talk about my purpose? And there was something in my old life, in the life that I was living, that it was very dead. And was bringing a lot of despair. But there was something about these Christians, though I didn't like them because they were not cool as I was, that they were speaking life, and that they were sharing about this Jesus, and that they were sharing about the purpose that they have through God, and the second chances, and how they no longer deal with shame and guilty. So I never heard that before. So I did not know that it was really God convicting to my heart and really knocking on my heart and say, Fabie, I love you. You have worth in my eyes. I care for you. I'm not gonna let you go. And I think it was at the end of that semester in Illinois. I don't remember what was shared at the message. I just remember that I want to begin again. I just remember that for the first time that I could be loved by God, and that I want to run my life not in my ways, but I want Him to give me a second chance. So again, I don't remember what happened, just went to the altar and wept like a baby. And God did something in my heart that began putting a desire in me to know Him. And then the transformation began. But I have to say that it was this conversion, I think it was God really pursuing me since Peru. And now I can say that what I was looking for was not really a title. I really was looking for a sense of belonging and for a sense that I'm loved regardless and that I have worth. And that's what I have found in Jesus. And it was the community of the girls from Texas. Probably they were the first people that were praying for me. If they wouldn't have prayed for me and if they wouldn't have given up on me, I will not share in the story of my life right now. So a little bit of my story.